Hello Krishna Rao garu, welcome to IYR Talks.
Thank you.
And today is a very, I observed it in TV, scrolling is coming that for the important beat of BJP leaders in Andhra Pradesh, prominent leaders like Somveer Raj garu, then GVL garu and Vishnuvardhan Reddy garu, they are conspicuously absent. These are all disgruntled elements, or do you mean to say that these people are unhappy with the sort of events that have taken place the last few days in selecting the candidates for the BJP and all that? Because obviously we have seen BJP having a strong hold in Karnataka, and also now pulling very good in states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu, and of course in Telangana under the leadership of Bandi Sanjay, it has taken a very aggressive position, and the number of votes turned out also was very good and all that. Why this sort of situation? Historically, if you see in Andhra Pradesh, the BJP was lagging behind. So what could be the reasons for this sort of things? And also the most of the people people who can take Hinduatva forward, like Swami Parpurnanda Swami, he has been denied a ticket in Hindupur and all that. So most of the people who are promising to build up the team for BJP right from the grassroots, today I think these people must have got little disturbed the way in which the High Command has taken. We don't know the other political overturns, but what do you think the reflections that are going to take place? And you know very well the inside story of most of the BJP leaders like Somveer Raj garu or Kanna Lakshmi Narayan garu, or for that matter Purandeswara garu now and all that. Where is it lacking in the leadership to build a strong team for BJP to face the elections? Because in 2019 we thought about 2024. After Chandrababu Naidu deserted BJP for his own thing, and whether they can build the party even for 2029 elections on its own. Can you elucidate on these matters?
No, today I think the senior leaders should have attended this meeting, because I understand their mental feeling and frustration, because the ticket distribution is definitely not fair. Not fair to the people who have been with the party right from the beginning. There's no doubt about that. Even then, the right thing would have been for them to attend the meeting and then vent out their grievances, whatever are there in the meeting or wherever is the forum where it can be redressed. In fact, GVL should have got the Vizag seat for one reason, because today in Andhra BJP, the peculiarity is you have a lot of mic warriors, social media warriors, no constituency warriors. Everybody, is a official spokesman, will come and hold a press conference and go, but if you ask him what is your constituency where you can claim that I have a hold about 10,000 voters, he may say nowhere. Such people are of no use to the party. But what the party needs is people who can build up a following in a constituency. In the last 3-4 years, GVL Narasimha Rao has done exactly that in Vizag. I don't know who has promised him, or even without a promise he did it. He did a tremendous work at the ground level across sections of society and tried to build up a strong vote bank. And any party will try to protect and promote those leaders who have a strong constituency backing. Today, if you see the whole list, who are the ones who have a strong constituency backing? Except that Verma, who is a native of Narsapur, nobody else is there. And somebody who came from YSRCP, the next day you give him a ticket. What type of messages are we sending it? Whereas within the Dalit community, there were staunch Hindu activists who were working, local and otherwise also. When the party has an ideology of Hindutva, that should have been a basis for selection, which is missing there. So these type of things are definitely something which was disappointing and not good for the party also in the long run, because I could see a lot of frustration coming out of the ordinary workers who interact with me both on the social media or otherwise. So it's not good for a party. But of course, the problems of BJP in Andhra are peculiar. Why, when it is taking roots in the southern states like Karnataka, Telangana, and even poised to take a break and come out in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, why is it so weak in Andhra is something which needs a special analysis. What happened till 1998, party was strong in its own way. I mean, got about, I think, 18% voting or so in 1998 elections. Then the friendly hand of TDP has turned out to be a Kabandha Hastam for BJP. And from then onwards, the downfall has started. And this downfall, there are also players within the party. That's the unfortunate thing, who didn't want the party to grow, because any growth of the party will damage the prospects of TDP. So that is how the politics of BJP ran in Andhra. In fact, in Vajpayee government, the saying used to be in those days, if you go through a BJP functionary for something to be done, it will not get done. But if you go through a TDP functionary, things will get done. So that's the type of a hold TDP started having on the BJP. And that has really emasculated the party. In one word, if you want to say, it has emasculated the party. That's why you don't have constituency level strong leaders within the party who are ideologically committed. So whoever is there are only these mic warriors and social media warriors. That's a major problem for the party. Then even the party leadership also, I don't know why Delhi is not giving a special focus on Andhra. They got Kanna Lakshmana in, and he was there for 2-3 years. What type of an interest will he have when he knows that he is not ideologically committed? He has no stakes. So that was the time when TDP and the yellow media was blasting the BJP as the culprit for all the problems in Andhra by denying everything under the division issues like special category status, this, that and everything. It should have been very strongly fought, very strongly addressed. And I was telling them, but nobody was there to listen and nobody was willing to take it up and do the thing. Everybody was trying to safeguard his own thing. Then came Somveer Raju. Somveer Raju, good thing is, he is a committed local karyakarta of the party, and party has really rewarded him. But he had his own limitations, and more so during that period, somehow because of the importance that YSRCP had in Rajya Sabha, they had to depend on him. So a message went down line that BJP is friendly with YSRCP. So even whatever agitation the party has taken, people did not believe. So that was an unfortunate period during which then Madam came. So this type of, what the party needs is a young, ideologically committed person who is willing to put in a lot of hard work and who is inclusive in leadership, who is willing to take people along with him. And if the presidents of the party start fearing, if I don't cut him, I am not safe. If I don't cut that person, I am not safe. The party will never grow. Individuals may grow. That's what is exactly the problem of BJP today. Given the present situation, forget about growing. Even the existing strength of the party may deteriorate because the karyakartas at the ground level are getting totally disillusioned. There's no doubt about that. But what they have to plan if they really are sincere about 29 is identify someone. And then most important thing in Andhra politics are today totally polarized between two communities. YSRCP representing one community, TDP representing one community. There is a general feeling among all communities that there is a need for a third frame. That's the ideological base from which the party has to grow. You present a strong BC leader who has a ideological commitment to Hindutva and take the party forward and give him a free hand. Then the things can move forward. Not this way of playing by the same role will take you nowhere. I mean, you will finally end up as an appendage of either YSRCP or of the TDP, which is exactly what is happening today in the for the party in Andhra Pradesh. So they will have to look for a leader whose interests are in tune with the interests of the party, who is young, committed and inclusive. That's their problem. I mean, how did it take off in Telangana? There was a Hindutva strong grounding man, Bandi Sanjay, who was willing to aggressively take it forward. That's also where your question about Swami Paripurnananda fits in. I mean, he is a strong Hindutvavadi and he is a very, very eloquent speaker. People like him. Of course, he has his other limitations, I agree. I mean, but give him a team and most important thing is when you have presidents who do not have the party interests fully in mind, leave all powers with them is also dangerous to the party. That's what is happening to the party today. So there also you have a team to take a decision instead of an individual taking a decision. I think unless you overhaul it and there's a total paradigm shift, 2024 in any case is lost. 2029 also will be difficult to recover. So this is something that they will have to definitely keep in mind and work on that. But pending that, of course, the other thing is outsiders have been accommodated on that. I think the issue is something like when they had a minority in the Rajya Sabha, some Rajya Sabha people from other parties have come and joined. There could have been some promises made at that time. So you cannot just look at it from an angle of not knowing the full details. But accommodating that also, the list does not really look good with reference to the real fellows who have been there. But more importantly, the problem for BJP is going to be finding people who are working at the ground level. There are very, very few. That's where I really feel sorry for GVL because he has built up a constituency. I have not seen many other leaders who come and talk in the meetings can say immediately, yes, I have this constituency where I have this 20,000 votes, give me this seat, or fight for my seat at that place. There's no one there. I mean, even the list that we have today, hardly anyone except maybe Kiran Kumar Reddy, because that Rajampeta Madanpalli area comes and that's traditionally right from his father's days. They have a strong base there. Others are all fly-by-wire leaders. So that's the problem of the party. I think they'll have to seriously address these issues if they want to make any dent in the policies of Andhra. They have to build a entirely new paradigm based on a third alternative independent of YSRCP and TDP. Unless they are committed to that, 2029 will also not be easy for them.
This week, so far we are discussing about the international and national issues in English because the politics is ripe, and so this week let us have a review of the regional politics, that is the politics in Andhra and Telangana.
Okay.
So there are little hot newses. One is the BJP candidates have been finalized, and there is a lot of resentment in the rank and file of BJP that the loyalists, the persons who have worked right from the beginning, have not been accommodated, and also the Vizag drugs case, and as far as Telangana is concerned, the phone tapping issue, and of course BRS alliance between the alliance between BRS and BSP, and finally the person who is in BSP joined the BRS. So just a small review on this local politics.
Okay, first let's discuss Andhra politics. Of course, more important is the drug case. Andhra definitely seems to have become the drug capital of India, because this is not the first time this happened. Last time in Mundra port also something was caught. The address was somewhere in Vijayawada. A company in Vijayawada was involved in that, and this time it's a company from Vizag. Of course, politically they are throwing blame on each other. Depending upon which channel you are seeing, it looks as if the other one is responsible for all the things, but definitely there should be a strong political patronage for these fellows to survive, and in all probability this should be going on for quite some time, may not be the first time. And the consignments may not be only meant for India. It should be an international gang operating all over the world, in which it's an important kingpin. So I hope the CBI will come out with the real facts. Has to come out, because it's a major issue, and let's hope whoever is responsible for it will get booked for that. That's as far as the drug case is concerned. The second, of course, BJP candidates' decision. One thing is, why is BJP in politics? Like any other political party, it wants to win. So it will look for a winning candidate. And a winning candidate today in Andhra and Telangana, the stakes have been raised far higher compared to all other states, because of the regional parties with a lot of corruption and money. So anybody who is going to contest in Andhra needs to have his pockets full to contest. So that could have been one of the main considerations while deciding the candidates. Second, quite a number of them are old. I mean, it's not that they have joined yesterday and got a ticket today. They have been there for a long time. And there is a real problem of leadership within Andhra BJP because of a variety of reasons right after 2000. I mean, till 98 it was okay, but after 2000 the party has not produced a leader of stature with a commitment to the cause of the party in the state. So you even to pick up, whom do you pick up? So there's a real serious problem there. So given that circumstances, I think they did a fairly good job of identifying people, especially Rayalaseema. They want to grow, and Kiran Kumar Reddy fits in well with reference to that agenda. So I don't think there's any problem in that. And in fact, they have given a staunch, BJP worker, Verma, a Lok Sabha seat from Narsapur. And in fact, they do consciously support the ground level workers, like Manikyal Rao last time, a very ordinary ground level worker in Tadepalli Gudam. He was made the MLA and also a minister. So it's not that the ordinary Karyakartas are left out in the process. Of course, the other issue is about Krishna Rao stating that he has been denied. First of all, he is not in the BJP, so it's the question of BJP denying him. In fact, if TDP, he really fought on behalf of the TDP for the 4-5 years. So if TDP was really interested in rewarding him, they should have retained Narsapur for TDP and given Vizag to BJP, because after all, poor fellow GVL Narasimha Rao was made to take care of this constituency for the last 4-5 years on a promise of a ticket, and it could have saved the TDP of another embarrassment. Now it looks as if the party is only trying to promote its own relations, Chela's sons and sons-in-law. I mean, that's the way the issue is going. They could have got out of that allegation also and accommodated him. So why unnecessarily cry on BJP for not accommodating somebody who is not even a party member, whereas they have really given it to a right person who is a BJP man right from the beginning. Of course, if you come to Telangana, issue of phone tapping is a major issue. This going on for years together, especially in the intelligence wing, and the intelligence people are more used for political intelligence rather than anything else. So it's bound to happen. I mean, if officers cross the limits and then get associated with the establishment to that extent, naturally the next regime will not keep quiet. It's a eye-opener for those who work in CM Peshi's and the intelligence wing. So there's only a level up to which they can go. Beyond that, if they try to go, things are not going to be good for them. Then coming to BRS, BSP, last time we discussed, BRS, BSP together would have been a formidable force in Telangana. But Praveen Kumar leaving BSP and joining BRS, I think he will get weakened. Because representing a party is a force, but part of BRS, he may not be a force. That's my assessment.
Coming to national issues, this week we will just deliberate on two important issues. One is the Ramnath Kovind, the ex-president, has submitted his report on this Gemini elections, simultaneous elections for the state and central governments, and he has given his report. So, what do you think the possibility of implementing his recommendations, and how the current politics, because now we have got in different states elections, and every year you see election in one place or the other, and the executive time of the prime minister, chief ministers are all being wasted much in campaigning because they have to strengthen their parties and all that. Can you just throw some light on this?
Yeah, I mean, simultaneous elections, we started off with simultaneous elections. 1951, we didn't have separate elections, it was simultaneous elections. 56 also simultaneous elections, 62 was also simultaneous elections. If I am not wrong, even 67 was simultaneous elections. This dichotomy started coming after 67. More so because 1970, Mrs. Gandhi, before the period, I mean 72 would have been the elections, 2 years before, she dissolved the parliament and then went for parliament elections separately. From then onwards, the parliament elections and state elections got separated. Then what happened? The state elections, a lot of states after 67, you had coalition governments. Coalition governments were really unstable, so they never ran full 5-year term. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, there used to be a change of government, dissolving of the assembly and again elections. So with this, we have come to a stage where we are having a major election every year for all the 5 years. And when you have major elections for all the 5 years, two things are going to happen. First, there will be a policy paralysis, because no important unpopular decision political leaders will be willing to take, because next elections they will have to fight. That is costing the country a lot. So if there are simultaneous elections, you have 5 years of free time for any political executive to plan his whatever his reforms or actions that he want to do, and wait for the results to come so that people will realize it and vote for it. Otherwise, no major decisions will be taken. That's one reason why a simultaneous election is any day better than what is now happening. Second is the executive time of the chief executive, either the prime minister or the chief minister. That's very, very important. I mean, his time, every minute is precious. In that situation, if every year, 3 months, 4 months he has to spend canvassing for candidates, going around, doing it, not doing the administration, that will have a tremendous impact on the running of the government. That will also be avoided. For these two reasons, I suggest and I strongly recommend we should go for the simultaneous elections. Third is, of course, the caste. Caste is not a major issue, but still it's an issue. But more importantly, these are the two issues. They were planning to have this in 2024, but maybe there are some constitutional amendments that need to be taken to facilitate this. Definitely, I think once they come back to power now, they will concentrate on this. 2029 will have simultaneously, which is good for the country also.
Thank you, sir. Then the second issue, which is more hot, is the arrest of Mr. Kejriwal, the app founder. So, do you think that what we have seen is that people who are aspirants at the regional wise, once they leave their territory and wants to go across the nation, we have seen those cases in respect of KCR, Kejriwal and all those people, they have to expand and they have to do, and in the process while scouting for funds they have gone into illegitimate money and all that. So, Kejriwal arrest also is in the same direction, and what do you think about his arrest and the consequences?
First of all, there's a strong difference between KCR trying to go national and getting caught in some scandal, and Kejriwal getting caught in a scandal. KCR never came to power on an agenda of no corrupt government. KCR came on an agenda of self-respect of Telangana, interests of Telangana. Whereas Kejriwal came to power stating that the system is corrupt. I am coming with a broom to sweep it off and then give you a clean, neat government. That was his promise. He should have stuck to that. And it's not difficult with that type of a mandate he got and the hopes he has raised in the middle class. If he just stood for that ideal and did his governance, he would have been a formidable challenge for the BJP across the country. People would have joined him as a messiah of good governance who is fighting corruption. And having come to power on the plank of no corruption, if you become the most corrupt, people will never excuse you. That's what happened to Kejriwal. I mean, you want to spread good, spread to other states, but spread to other states the way you have spread in Delhi. Delhi, when you fought, you didn't fight with money. You fought it on a principle and won twice. So you could have done the same thing in Punjab, you could have done the same thing in Goa and expanded into other states as well. I mean, in fact, they polled a reasonably good votes in Andhra also. One of our colleagues, Chaya Ratan, contested on behalf of APP here in 2014, I think. She polled good number of votes, and if he stuck to that stand and carried on with some well-meaning people like her, maybe he could have made a difference as far as the politics in India is concerned. Unfortunate thing is he didn't do it, and now I think he's got his pants down. Looks to be a serious case, and he'll have to face the music for that.
Coming to, as usual, on the international affairs, this time I just want to take your reflections on the strikes by Pakistan over Afghanistan, so-called ISIS hideouts. That's one point. And then the second thing also, what we have seen last week, we have seen the terrorist attack in Russia, and many people in the musical concert they died, and and there is a rumor that there is also a Islamic terrorist attack. I think ISIS must have wound it up and all that. So, do you feel that there is any relation between this strike and that ISIS role in both the things? Can you just elucidate on that?
Yeah, Pakistan, Afghanistan is an ongoing conflict. Pakistan really thought once Taliban gets to power in Afghanistan, they will play as per their tunes and they will get a strategic depth and they can dominate Afghanistan. That's why when America stationed its force in Afghanistan and when these Taliban was fighting the Americans and the NATO group, Pakistan secretly supported Taliban while outwardly trying to give a feel that they are with the Americans. They cross played them. I mean they played a double game with both of them. The moment America has decided to leave Afghanistan, these fellows were overjoyed. Now we have the total Taliban under our control, so their ISIS head went there and tried to set up the cabinet and everything. But slowly Afghanistan started asserting itself and the real geopolitical issues of conflict between Pakistan and Afghanistan are coming to the forefront from in the last 1 to 2 years. And it took just 6 months for the fronts to go apart and real issues to come up. A lot of these militants who are striking in Pakistan are taking shelter in Afghanistan and Afghanistan is supporting them. There is what is known as Tehreek-e-Taliban, that's the name of the organization which is doing this. And it's deadly, especially in Pakhtunkhwa area. And of course, they are fighting another group in Balochistan, which is known as Baluchi Liberation Army. But of course, they don't have a hideout in Afghanistan. They operate from Iran border because Balochistan is bordering Iran. This is on this side. So Pakistan is trying to request Taliban to control them, but Taliban is just ignoring their request. So now they say they sent their air force and done some surgical strike and struck some of those bases, just like we struck at Balapur just before 2019 elections. I don't think Afghanistan would take it lying down. So it's going to be a major issue between both the countries and the relationships are going to get sour and we'll have to see the fun because if both of them are fighting, it's not bad for India. So that's where it stands as far as the Afghanistan and Pakistan relationship is concerned. So the same extremism in a different way is playing out in Russia. That concert where the now allegedly ISIS has struck is a major disaster where spectators who are sitting there were made targets and killed. And that's the way the ISIS operates because it's a sick organization of the world. This origin of ISIS, if you go, sometimes how foolish America can be is an example how ISIS has grown. If only they allowed that fellow Saddam Hussein to stay in Iraq and control that place, ISIS would never have come up. Whatever are the bad qualities of that fellow, at least he is not a fundamentalist. And he would have never allowed these type of organizations to develop and grow. But the day they deposed Saddam Hussein without an alternative plan to take its place in Iraq, Iraq almost all got into a civil war situation. There were Shias who were backed by Iraq and there were the Sunni Muslims. The Sunni Muslims got together under a fellow called Baghdadi. That fellow, Abbas Baghdadi or something his name, he went back to the Quran and told, no, the rule has to be as per a caliphate, as per the Quran itself. And there is one branch of Islam known as Salafi Islam, where they are the purest rule as per the Quran. So that's the branch to which these fellows belong. And he established a country called the Levant of Khorasan or something, all that area which is bordering Syria, part of Iraq he made it. And they were merciless, cruel fellows. There is a small community known as SDs there in that area. These SDs are spread over Syria, Iraq and Turkey, but they are not Muslims. They are one of the oldest ethnic community in that area who have their own way of worship and systems which is not Islamic. So they started really massacring those HDs and taking those women as sex slaves, because these fellows think that they have a right over all other women because of their religion, and did atrocities. This ISIS has become a menace in these days, and both America and Russia both targeted them. America has targeted them mercilessly. Russia, because they were supporting that fellow Assad in Syria, who was also opposed to the ISIS. So in eliminating ISIS from that area, Russia played a crucial role. Iran also, because they were also targeting Shias. Iran also joined in that front to eliminate ISIS. So is that ISIS fellows who came in did this massacre? Most probably, maybe, because these are the fellows who are responsible for that Paris massacre as well. And recently they also struck in Iran. Could be, but Putin says it could be Ukraine fellows, and this is a false alarm stating that is ISIS. Whatever it is, it needs to be probed into, but in all probability it could be ISIS, because America itself has warned well in advance that a Islamic terrorist attack is going to be there in USSR, and American intelligence is very, very pakka in these things. If they have made a warning, there is strong basis for it. So in all probability it's an ISIS work, and they are very, very active in Northern Africa, Northwestern Africa, I mean where the Muslim population is there. So unless the world wakes up and deals them firmly both on the strategically eliminating the fellows and also ideologically, because it's a strong ideologically. I mean, you will have to take the moderate Muslims with you, enlightened Muslims with you, Gulf states with you, and fight against them. Otherwise, they can be a continuing menace for the world.
Thank you, sir.